Welcome back to another episode of Level Up Your Game. My name is Rip and I'm joined by MYK and Bobino. Last time around we showed you a lot of the defensive options of the game. We showed you how to get up off the ground correctly, we showed you some advanced movement, and we showed you how to break throws correctly. This time around, we're going to get a little bit more offensive. Very offensive. We're going to show you the combo system on the ground and in the air, so kick back, relax, and get ready to level up your game. Alright, so first off we're going to start off with natural combos and counter hit. These are kind of the combos you have on the ground before we get into the air juggling stuff, so Bob, take it away.
Alright, so natural combos is when you do a string, such as Alex's 1-2, if the first hit connects, the second hit's guaranteed. So it'll show 1-2, and you notice the combo counter. So every time you do it, if the first hit connects, you're going to get a combo.
Yeah, same as it's 2-1, correct?
Exactly, so 2-1, same idea. As long as the first hit connects, you're going to get a combo. So now for natural combo and counter hit, what that means is combos such as Alex's 1-2-3, you'll notice the 3 does not connect because it only works if the first hit is a counter hit. So what I'll do is I'll supercharge, and that's when you push all 4 buttons together, and what that does is you'll see his hands glow, and that means that his first hit will be an automatic counter hit, and if the opponent blocks that attack, it'll actually cause chip damage.
Yeah, and nothing about that supercharge, aka key charge, is that you cannot block when you key charge.
Oh.
And if the opponent hits you, it's going to be a counter hit on you.
Okay, so you gotta know what you're doing when you supercharge. But generally people supercharge for combos just to show a counter hit like we're gonna do. So what we're gonna do is supercharge, and I will now do 1-2-3, and you'll see that it combos.
So it's a natural combo
on a counter hit.
Oh.
So intuitive. So, alright.
Cool, so that's the natural combos and counter hit. Let's go ahead and show them a little bit about the balance system.
Alright, so the balance system is the integral part of Tekken 6 and now Tekken Tag Tournament 2. And this is a way to extend your combos by bounding your character to the ground. You'll see either their heads fly up or their legs fly up in the air when you initiate a bound move. I think every character in this game has at least 2 bound moves, some more than others. And we'll show you Alex's one of his bound moves. You see there when I did his down 4 1+2, his headbutt. That you saw, true ogre's feet fly up in the air. That kind of lets you know visually that this is, a bound move.
Yeah, you see them kind of bounce off the floor.
They bound, yeah. Their feet fly up, and you can get additional hits.
Yeah, and generally bound moves are used to kind of extend your combos, carry people to a wall, those kind of things.
It can be very situational, but we can get into that later.
Right. Yeah. When we get next episodes, we're going to go more into the wall stuff. So we're going to show you the difference between using your bind early or saving it for the wall to get additional hits.
Right.
All right, so now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the basic structure of a combo. So this is also in Fight Lab, but generically you have a launcher, then you have a bound move, and you have an ender.
Much like a sandwich.
Much like a sandwich. So
Bread, stuff in the middle, bread.
There you go.
All right. So as you learn to play this game, you're going to kind of put more fillers between the launcher and the bound and between the bound and the ender. But for now, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the basic launchers in the game. So most characters, or a lot of characters, have a generic down 4-2, and we have force law in there. There's a down 4-2, it's a launcher. There's also a hop kick that a lot of characters have, is up forward, tap, up forward with 4. There's also throws that can start combos, like Forrest has 4-4, 3+4.
And this character sounds cheap.
He's okay. There are also stuns that start combos. Forrest has a poison arrow for 2-1. And there's also lows that can start combos. Forrest has a mini combo off of his down back 4, but let's show you Ganryu's instead. This guy's down back 2. It's also a combo starter. And so these are the kind of generic launchers that you're going to see in the game that basically get your combo started. And then Bob already talked about the bound moves, which extend your combo, and then you have your ender, which is generically anything you want to use to get your opponent to a wall, or just basically to do more damage. So that's pretty much it for the structure of a combo. But there are things built in this game to kind of prevent infinites, and like to keep people out of the air forever. So Mike's going to talk to you a little bit more about the details of the combo system.
Alright, so first thing I want to talk about is the juggle counter in the Tekken game series. Every time you launch your character in the air and you hit them, they get sent farther and farther away. This is what we call the juggle counter. And I'm going to demonstrate it here with Forest Law. I'm just going to do a simple down forward 2 and try to see how many dash jabs I can get.
Oh.
not too far.
Nice.
So as you can see there, I got about 6 hits in the air with the dash jabs. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Every dash jab after that sends them farther and farther away, so obviously you can't get an infinite with that. I'll show you another example using 3 dash jabs with Force Law, and then using his back 2-2, then forward forward 2-1-3 as his ender after the bound. So let's show that here. 1, 2, 3.
Down.
And the 4-4, 2-1-3. As you can see, all the hits in that combo connected, but what happens if I add another dash jab into that combo? So let's see.
I mean, that should work, right?
2, 3, 4.
I don't think so, Bob. There's a juggle counter. Oh!
And as you can see right there, the last hit got sent a little too far away for Law's leg to connect on Ganryu, and that's dust. That's the juggle counter right there.
Cool. So now another property of juggles is the scaling. So basically, when you combo someone in the air, there's going to be less and less damage per hit. So
Yes.
why don't you tell them a little bit more about how the damage scaling in combos works?
All right, sure. To prevent easy 100% combos in this game, obviously every game out there that has a juggle system is going to include a damage scaling mechanic as well. And in this game, I'll demonstrate it right here, that you can notice that it's kind of hard to see on the stage, but after the launcher, every hit's going to start scaling. So the scaling system actually goes as 135 on a standing opponent, and then you get 60% on the next following hit, then 50, 50, 45, 45, 45, 40, 40, 40, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30.
So the trend is that it goes lower than the traditional.
Right, and what
Yes,
Mike is
that's
actually
correct.
referring to in the damage scaling, if you can look on the screen on the left side, there's a little percentage number, and that's the percentage of damage that each hit is doing in the combo.
Yes, so as you can notice, it's not going to do 100% every time you're hitting someone in the air, but you'll also notice that on standing opponents, like Ganryu, as you can see, is standing right now, the first initial hit is going to do 135%.
Very generous.
Thank you, Namco. But as you can notice, in the previous game from Tekken 6, it actually did 120%, so they actually upgraded the damage by 15% more. So the next thing I'll show is that as standing hits do 135%, let's show what a grounded opponent does, how much it does on a grounded opponent. So grounded opponents, it will do 100% instead of 135. And that's pretty much how the scaling goes. It gets a little bit weirder once we get to a wall and once we bring in tag assaults as well. But generally, the basis of how you want to make your combos is you want to launch, use your big heavy moves right away so that the scaling is still high on your moves and get the most damage out of them as possible.
Right, so that's kind of the...
General idea on how you can construct your combos.
to have higher damage.
Exactly.
Cool. So let's switch gears a little bit and let's talk about the Netsu and raid system in this game.
Sure.
Alright, now I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the raid system. Now, this used to be called Netsu in Tekken Tag 1, but going forward, we're just going to refer to it as rage because that's what the game refers to it as. Now, basically, each set of teams has allegiances. So we have, on the screen, we have JC teamed up with Ganryu, and basically, as each character gets hurt, the other character is going to get angry, and they're going to get in rage mode eventually. But certain characters like each other more or less than others. So in this case, we'll show Jun's going to hit JC, and eventually Ganryu's going to get upset. And you'll see that his life bar will start flashing. And there it is. So you see she has about 40% of her life left, and Ganryu's life bar is flashing. So if he gets tagged in right now, he's going to have rage mode. You'll see his life bar flashing red, and this will give him a 25% damage boost when he attacks anybody. But let's just show the allegiance between JC real quick. Let's go ahead and hit Ganryu and see how long it takes before JC cares about Ganryu getting hurt. So that's about 40%, but still not there yet. Oh, see, so it took her much longer to give a crap.
75% for her to...
Right. So...
Just gotta look on the inside, you know? Like,
yeah. So she obviously does not care about Ganryu as much as he cares about her. With solo mode, however, you obviously don't have a tag partner, so there's no allegiances to worry about. The way rage mode is activated in solo mode is when you lose half of your life. So since you have 100% of your life bar, you can actually gain rage twice in solo mode. It's a little bit strange. Basically, the hit that knocks you into rage mode is if it takes off like a significant amount, then they won't have half their life to get rage again. So that's something to be aware of as well. So just go ahead and hit Jun until she's... So now you'll see as Jun gets to half her life, she activates rage mode. And you'll see that in solo mode, you actually are recovering that red health, which we'll get to in a second. And now because of that though, she's going to have 50% of her life to basically lose to get rage again. So let's show JC or whoever hitting her again. And as she gets down to 5 or 10%, you're going to see that she gets rage mode again. Boom. So really low, it obviously was very close to not getting it at all. So if the first hit that knocked her into rage had done a significantly more damage, she probably would not have activated rage that second time around. So let's try to show that as well. Now we see Jun's about to get into rage right here. And boom! So now she obviously does not have half of her life. I mean, I'll fast forward this on the film. So let's just see the life come all the way back up and then we'll knock her back down. Okay, so now let's try to jab her back down and see if she gets rage. Is she gonna get rage? No rage! Oh, looks like Solomon's not that strong then.
Oh.
Alrighty, Bob. It's your turn. Let's go ahead and talk about some red life.
Red life. So what is red life? Red life is health that you can recover. So the way you get red life is when you take damage, a portion of that damage you take is converted to red life. So let's go ahead and Wingo take some damage. You'll notice, once I'm done getting hit, that I have a little bit of red life. So in tag mode, if you're in the game and you have red life, you will not recover that health. The only time you recover it is when you tag out. So we'll tag out and bring in Jin, and you'll notice the red health will recover.
Very slowly, but it is recovering.
Nonetheless, it is recovering, right? So if you're a turtle and you want to just back away, using that advanced, backdashing, you can sit back and recover that health.
So what about solo mode?
With solo mode, obviously you won't be able to tag out when you have red health, so you just happen to just recover it while you're in the game. So if you're doing combos in solo mode, at that same time you'll be recovering that health.
Cool.
So it's one of the bonuses of being solo.
Now with red life, there are ways that you can remove it. So we've talked about in the first episode, you can use tag throws, whether they be unique or generic, and there's also tag buffer launchers, which we'll get to in a second. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about tag crash one more time. Now that we've talked about red life, let's go ahead and revisit tag crash. What we didn't mention before is that one of the costs of tag crash is that it costs your own outgoing character's red life. So while tag crash is a safe way of tagging, since raw tagging is unsafe, you are going to sacrifice your red health there. So another cost of it actually is also that you're going to sacrifice your incoming character's Netsu and Rage. So let's go ahead and show Tiger get knocked down. You'll see his red life right there. And now his partner's life bar is flashing, signifying that they can tag crash. But when he tag crashes, you'll notice that Tiger's red health is going to disappear. All gone, and Elisa's in there with no rage. So that's one of the costs of using tag crash. Another thing to note about tag crash is that while it is semi-safe, it can be avoided, and by some characters it can even be parried. So here we've got Jin and Wang, and we're going to show you that it can be parried. Ta-da! Now let's show Wang's, because they can't actually get guaranteed damage. Boom! So obviously it gets a little full combo there. So although tag crash is a safer option, there are certain characters that can take advantage of it.
It's not an absolute guarantee, so you still got to think before you use it.
Okay, so moving on, let's go ahead and talk about tag buffered launchers. So far in this episode, we've shown you combos that basically involve one character, but this is a tag game, and there's basically two ways you can involve using your tag team partner. So the first way we're going to talk about is tag buffered launchers, and then we're going to get into the tag assault system. So first up is tag buffered launchers, and basically there's certain launchers in the game. We already talked about launchers earlier, like down 4-2s and hopkicks, but these ones are generally not tag bufferable. Now what a tag bufferable launcher is, it's a launcher that allows you to tag out and you'll see your team partner come running in. And the combos you do from this tag team partner running in will actually remove your opponent's red life. So there you saw Jin do a tag buffer while standing 2, Wang came and did a combo, and you saw all of Tiger's red life has been depleted. So how do you know which moves are actually tag bufferable? If you go through your character's move list, you'll actually see a red symbol, and it's got arrows pointing in either direction, and this basically indicates that the move is tag bufferable. So how do you do a tag buffer launcher? Basically, you're going to input the launcher, and you're going to hit the tag button immediately after it. Now, why is it called a tag buffer launcher? Basically, when you do your launcher and it's on block, you're always going to buffer in the tag button after it. So even if the move is on block, you're actually not going to tag out and get a raw tag. And if
so
the
only
move
on
hits,
hit is when it comes
it's going to actually come out. So basically, you're buffering in that tag input along with the launcher every single time.
Yep, pretty much. And you can use it in combos, looks really cool and all that fancy stuff.
Yeah, so it's a good way in combos actually to bring your character in really quick, and it's going to start taking off red life again in that combo. So that about covers tag buffer launchers. Mike, you want to take over and cover tag assault?
Alright, so the next thing we're going to talk about is tag assault. What is tag assault? It's basically when you use your tag partner after a bound combo to extend your combo, either for damage, flash, what have you. It's all up to you as a player. There's a lot of side effects and benefits to Tag Assault as well, though, and we'll explain them right here. So first part, how do you do it? Right after you hit the bound move with your character, whatever that bound move may be, it's character specific, you press tag right afterward. And you'll notice that your second character will jump in from the sky, outlined as white. This indicates that your tag partner is now in control. And then once that control is given up, your point character will be indicated in a flashing white outline as well.
And when you say has control, it means that's the character you have control over to input a move, basically.
Yes, that's true. So as you can see here, Leo was brought in and was highlighted as white at the very beginning, and then if I don't press a button, Leo stays in, but if I do, Leo gets to do a string as a filler, and then Lars can follow up afterward, after that full combo as well.
So you can do anything, like a single hit, like a jab.
You can do a single hit, a string. Keep in mind though, you can only usually do a single hit or a string, but there are an exception to that rule as well. So you can use moves that will end you in a stance, and then you can keep your character in that way, or you can utilize a cancel off of a move to keep that character in as well.
Right, that's really character specific.
Really character specific. A lot of characters
very
have
situational.
Yeah, and you can also mess around with it to benefit, like how you could make bigger combos and research it on your own.
Yeah, it's basically those cancels or those stances are basically to extend the filler section.
Yes.
So once you use the tag assault and your second character's in there, you can keep them in longer by utilizing these stances or cancels.
So I'll demonstrate it here as well with Leo coming in and then using forward 3. And as you notice there, Leo ended up in a stance, and then I can keep Leo in for additional hits as well. And then as you can notice, the point character is now highlighted in white, indicating that Lars now has the control in that situation.
Excellent. So let's see one full combo with the tag assault and an ender. So we can see the launch part, the bound part, tag assault, and then the ender with the point character again. So Leo's in there, and then Lars gets the control back, and he finishes the combo. And you can see that left a chunk of red life up there.
That's true.
See, right now, if you were to end on the ground right there, you probably don't want to tag crash with P-Jack, because you would have lost all of that red health.
Right, as you mentioned, tag crash gives up your outgoing character's red life.
I mean, ideally you don't want to. I mean, if you have to do it, you do what you have to
Exactly.
do, but you would want to try and save that.
And also keep in mind, whenever you hit your opponent when in tag assault mode, they are instantly given rage mode right away to their secondary character. So let me try to demonstrate that here. I'm going to do a launcher, bind, tag assault, and I'm going to do a simple jab. And as soon as I did the jab, their life bar is starting to blink. That means they have rage, and they could either decide to use that for a tag crash or what have you. And there you go.
Another thing would be that your incoming character doing tag assault would lose all of their red life when they come in to do the tag assault combo.
Alright, as you guys can see there, Leo was brought in during the tag assault, and all of Leo's red life was depleted.
And if you were also paying attention, you would also have noticed that Lars started that combo with rage mode, but as soon as he did the tag assault, his rage mode disappeared.
Yep.
That is
so
another
you're
one of the
sacrificing
costs.
your rage, and you're sacrificing your secondary character's red life that they were recovering in the back.
To give your opponent's tag partner rage.
Yeah,
Like
so...
the transfer range.
Right, yeah, and actually, yeah, that's a good point. If the opponent's point character had rage, you would have actually removed it and given it to their tag partner instead.
But we call that rage transfer.
Oh, is that what we're calling that? Oh, I see.
Or RT.
Bob just coined a phrase. Alright, so the next thing we'll talk about is Universal Tag Assault, or UTA for short. What is this? Every character has this move, thus the name Universal. How do you do it? You do 1 + 2 + tag, or aka 5, 1 + 2 + 5. So it'll give you this move that every character has, and then it'll put your opponent in a bound state right away, so you can't bound again. So,
Yeah, I don't know if we mentioned that in the bound section, but you can only use one bound for a combo, unless it's like a floor break or something. But
yes, that's correct. So bound, it instantly binds your character, and then you can follow it up with whatever you want. And then there you go.
Right, so it's basically a single hit that instantly bounds the opponent, and this is sometimes useful for like certain wall combos or certain other
There's certain
situations.
situations on the wall where they're a little slumped, and you need a single quick hitting bound move, and this
Right.
can do the trick. It's really character specific again, if they need to use it or not, or you could use your own character's regular bound move. It's really up to you guys. But the next thing I want to talk about is we're gonna coin the phrase it as auto tag assault filler. So basically what this move does is whenever you do a bound move and bring your tag assault character in, and let's say you don't know what filler to use, well, it's built into the game. You have an automatic tag assault filler.
What?
And how do you do it? You basically just when you press the tag button to bring your tag assault character in, you can just hold that tag button and then they'll do a string or a move that is automatically built into the game for that character. And I'll demonstrate it here.
It's a good way to pick a new character. You're not sure how you want to add some filler. It gives you maybe
gives you some ideas how to build off of that, and then you kind of get ideas off of that as well. So here, I'm gonna make a quick demonstration with Leo. Starting off the combo with a launcher, I'm gonna bring Lars in, and I'm just gonna hold the tag button, and then Lars is gonna do an automatic tag assault filler.
I'm curious what it's gonna be. Oh, very nice.
Alright, so there you go. Lars came in, did his back 1+2. This is all different for every character, but it's always the same if you do the automatic tag assault filler.
So basically all you gotta do is just hold tag.
Yeah, that's correct.
So basically this is the easiest way to do a tag assault filler in the game.
Yeah, that's correct. But also probably not the most damaging, most beneficial, and what have you. And that's later on where you guys start experimenting, and then you can start getting ideas of how to make tag assault combos better for you.
Cool. Let's go ahead and talk about a couple of special cases with tag assault. Like we mentioned in the first episode that you can not tech roll out of spikes.
Yes.
Right? So we can actually use a spike move? Oh,
yeah,
let you explain it.
Yeah, sure. This is not true only in a tag assault situation. So let me explain it here. So I'm going to launch P-Jack, and then I'm going to use jab, then down one to spike, and then P-Jack cannot tech roll in this situation. So now we're going to demonstrate it on Law, that we're going to use the same down one with Leo to spike Law in a combo, but Law will be able to tech roll out of it during a tag assault situation. Yeah, as you can see right there, Forest Law was able to tech roll out of that situation. So this is, in this situation, during a tag assault, spikes are not considered a true spike. And you could also use your point character to pick up that character to extend the combo as well in situations where you normally can't with that very first character.
Right, so this is a very situational use of tag assault. So let's go ahead and show them a combo where you spike them during the tag assault to still get Lars to end the combo.
Oh,
nice.
That was cool.
As you saw right there, Leo was brought in during tag assault, did down one as a spike. Lars was able to follow it up with his own move by himself. But this type of combo where you spike in the middle of it is normally not possible with just a point character by itself, and it will only be possible in a tag assault situation. Even during a tag buffer combo, it will not be possible.
So one other thing I want to mention about the tag assault system is that during a tag buffered launcher, if you use tag assault, it'll actually stop the removal of the red health.
Yes.
So as you mentioned, tag buffered launcher, when you do a combo with your incoming character, it's going to remove all the red life during that combo. However, if you use a tag assault in that combo, it's actually going to stop that removal of red health. So let's go ahead and show an example of that here.
Alright, so we're going to demonstrate a combo using both tag buffered launchers and a tag assault in the same combo.
Oh!
Alright, and as you can see right there, Lars started off the combo, tag buffered it, Leo came in, did a filler, did a bound, Lars came in during a tag assault, did his filler, and Leo finished off the combo.
Right, and as you saw there, Leo was moving red life the whole way through until that bound where Lars came back in. Alright, so that about wraps up the tag assault section. A lot of stuff in there, lots of costs, benefits, to the tag assault system, but once you start playing the game, I think you end up using the system more than not using it. And we'll see how that plays out in the long run.
Yeah, so there's a lot of benefits, disadvantages, and you kind of have to decide on your own as a player. Do I use the rage? Do I give it to them? Do I use it for crank crash?
Yeah, do I need the red health? Do I want to try to
exactly.
remove their red health still, etc. So lots of stuff to consider when using tag assault. But that about wraps up that section. Let's go ahead and move on to special team combos, aka great combos.
Great! Alright, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is special team combos. Only certain combinations of teams that have a certain kind of special relationship will have this special team combo. The way you can know it's a special team combo is that it'll be indicated by blue sparks flying all over the place. So we're going to demonstrate one here, because we are starting it off with wall standing 2, buffered into Jinpachi, and blue stuff all over the place.
And flames.
And flames.
Oh!
Boom. And easy, so easy. Then that's pretty much about it. Only certain combination of characters have this. They're kind of a hidden gem.
Yeah, they're not really listed in like the move lists or anything like that.
Yeah, you kind of have to know your combinations and.
Yeah, and generally these are really timing specific. Like once you get the notation of it, like you still have to practice the timing, or you can try to match it out. Sometimes that works as well.
It's like a mini game.
Yeah, and actually Law and Paul have one as well. If you do Law's Poison Arrow to Paul 2/2 into Law's 1.
And also one thing to note before we go to this combo is since it's off of tag buffer launcher, it still takes away the red light.
Oh yeah, and it takes off a lot of damage usually as well.
Yeah, pretty good chunk of damage.
Oh, look at that! 50% of his life. That was
And all that red life taken away.
Exactly. So
Pretty
these
good.
are really difficult to hit usually, but
They're pretty
actually,
flashy.
yeah. I mean, now that I really think about it, they're actually pretty useful. And some of these combos can actually lead to wall combos and wall breaks. It's really advanced combos you can come up with here, and you know, we'll try and show you one of those maybe in the end of this video. So stay tuned. Now. Yo, those are some great combos.
That was crazy.
Blue sparks everywhere.
Blue
Great
sparks
stuff.
and great.
Excellent stuff, guys. So that about wraps up this combo episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. The most important concepts you're going to want to take away from this episode are the balance system, the tag buffer launchers, and the tag assault system. Tag assault, of course, lots of pros and cons there.
Yep, you could lose your rage, you could give them rage, you gotta consider all these things when you're using it. You're giving them tag crash as well. One
Yeah, a
thing
lot of things to consider using the tag assault system. So, you know, it's not that you should be intimidated by. You know, the more you use it, the more you're going to get used to it. And another also important concept for new players to take away is going to be the automatic tag assault filler.
Yep.
So if you only know one character, you're trying to add a new character, all you have to do is do a bound move and hold tag, and they're automatically going to do a move for you. So that's also a very important tag concept. Oh, perfect for Bobino. So that about wraps things up here. Next episode, we're going to come back. We're going to talk about the wall combo system. We're also going to talk about frame data and how to use it, and also about how to safely tag in and out since raw tags are so unsafe in this game. So be sure to follow us at YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook /LevelUpYourGame, and tune in next time to level up your game.